Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me where I can get those insulin syringes? I'm a diabetic and I really need some.
I don't know. Why don't you try checking the store?
But I've been to every store and everything's gone. Ever since this virus, all the people are buying everything up. Do you think you can help me out?
No. It's every person for themselves. I mean, we don't even know how long this is gonna last. I need to look out for me.
No. Young man, the only way we're all gonna get through this is if we think as we, not me.
Whatever. I have a business to run. I don't have time for this.
In a significant shift, men have aligned with the changing times and chosen to cease their assistance towards women entirely. This transition aims to eliminate any negative consequences, such as facing backlash as creepy individuals, being subjected to videos circulated online merely for attempting to engage or aid contemporary women, or even enduring legal repercussions for assisting uninterested women who resort to involving law enforcement. Additionally, men seek to put an end to being summoned to the HR office solely for providing support to female colleagues in their professional tasks. These alterations signify a departure from past norms.
I'm gonna try to get one more video out, then probably go back to the hospital, but goofy alert. So people are criticizing the men at the gym who did not come to this woman's rescue as she called people to try to help her get this weight off of her. Can y'all actually blame them dudes though? Them boys seen your camera and was like, nah, they do not want no part. It is literally a well-known trend for females in the gym to put their camera up and record dudes not doing anything to them and calling them creeps. They thought they was falling for a trap, so how can you guys be mad at them? If you working out, you're supposed to have a spotter. But I'm telling you right now, if you got your camera out recording and you in hurt and you in danger, a lot of these dudes is not gonna help y'all. Get someone else to do it.
In recent times, men have seemingly caught up with the changing dynamics and decided to discontinue their assistance towards women altogether. It appears that the influence of feminists has convinced women that they are fully capable of being independent and self-sufficient. Consequently, men have willingly embraced this notion, reasoning that women no longer require their help. The days of chivalry and fairy tales, where a distressed damsel is rescued by a gallant prince, seem to have faded away. Women are now expected to face any situation that comes their way, from changing a flat tire to defending themselves against sexual assaults. Of course, it is not being suggested that this is how things should be, but rather that it seems to be the outcome desired by these women. Thus, they must bear the consequences of their own actions and choices, while men watch from the sidelines. Have you ever wondered why some men are hesitant to lend a helping hand to women these days? It appears that the fear of being labeled a creepy guy plays a significant role in this hesitation. No man wants to be unfairly branded as a creep simply for attempting to be a decent human being and offering assistance. As a result, many men choose to stay on the side of caution and refrain from providing any help at all. Nevertheless, the concept of a creepy guy has become increasingly subjective and nebulous, causing confusion and frustration among men. It is worth exploring this topic more deeply to gain a better understanding of its implications and effects on societal interactions.
This is when you're too independent to receive help at the gym.
Oh, alright you guys. This girl was bench pressing alone at the gym and she failed. She put clips on the bar before bench pressing heavy weight that she couldn't handle. The guy in the background was ready to help, but she said, "Don't, I have a boyfriend." You can see his other friends staring at him like, "Don't lose focus, we are training."
She said she had a boyfriend when he was going out to help her. But what if that bar actually got stuck on her shoulder or even her neck? Is she gonna say she has a boyfriend then? Like, you're gonna want help, right? So you can't blame him for trying to help you. He saw that you were in danger.
This is a very dumb woman. The guy clearly wanted to help out with the gym. He is not interested in her or her relationship. Claiming that you don't need help because you have got a boyfriend is a desperate act to prove that the guy trying to help you is a creep. They all want to prove men are creeps nowadays. The word creepy has become a go-to term for some women to describe any man they don't like in the last decade. Now, don't get me wrong. Some men do creepy things that are totally inappropriate. But let's not forget that not every guy can control how they look or their mannerisms. Am I right? If something about a man's appearance or behavior makes you uncomfortable, that's your issue, not theirs. So it's not fair to go around slandering them to your female friends or coworkers as soon as they exit the room. Unfortunately, it seems like the anti-male social climate has made guys feel like they have to be extra careful and neutral in their interactions with females at work. Whenever I say a simple good morning to the female coworkers, no one bats an eye. But when one of the awkward guys says the exact same thing, all hell breaks loose. Suddenly, he's labeled as creepy. And one girl even went so far as to say he makes my skin crawl. Now, don't get me wrong. If a guy was actually following you around or showing up uninvited, that would be totally creepy. But to attacking and slandering a guy just because you don't like the way he looks or dresses is really shallow, don't you think? And to make matters worse, if the HR manager overheard one of the girls complaining, he will even offer to talk to the it guy about how he's making others feel uncomfortable. Being a guy and getting called creepy is no joke. How the heck are you supposed to defend yourself against a bunch of female office bullies who have already labeled you as such? It's a tough spot to be in, that's for sure. And let's not forget about the negative connotation that comes with the word creepy these days. It conjures up images of peeping toms and, unfortunately, guys like Harvey Weinstein. Not exactly a flattering association to have, right? But what's even worse is when the biggest defender of the creepy target happens to be really overweight herself. I mean, can you imagine the backlash if someone were to point out her weight? Talk about a double standard. Let's not forget that women can be creepy too. I've had a few encounters with some seriously creepy females. From exes who stalked me to super possessive girlfriends who handcuffed me to a bed while I was sleeping. Talk about intense. I even had to profess my undying love for an hour just to be set free. Imagine randomly calling a guy creepy or spreading rumors about him when he's done nothing wrong. It's like a bunch of guys going around the office and calling you names for no reason. Not cool, right? The worst part is being left wondering who has heard these rumors, who believes them, and how the heck you can clear your own name. What a mess. When these women use the word creepy, I've noticed that it is often directed towards socially awkward or unattractive guys who approach them or try to flirt. However, it is hardly ever used when a conventionally attractive man does the same. At least, that's the context I've witnessed. To add insult to injury, the girl in question sometimes laughs with her friends or the social group at large about how weird or creepy he is, thus tarnishing his reputation. I don't see why this is warranted simply because an unattractive or awkward man took a risk and approached a girl, especially if he does so respectfully. It seems unfair and hurtful to label someone as creepy based on superficial judgments. Everyone deserves to be treated with respect and fairness, regardless of their appearance or social skills. It's important to remember that someone's worth and character should not be determined solely by their external factors. Jumping to conclusions and labeling people without valid reasons can cause significant harm and perpetuate negative stereotypes. Society often expresses moral outrage regarding fat shaming, and I agree that it is a cruel practice. However, I fail to see why it is any better to shame someone for not being handsome or socially adept. Arguably, it can be equally harmful because some of these individuals may be on the autism spectrum or have slower social skills. Recently, I had a conversation with my grandma and her lady friends about the old days of flirting. Surprisingly, back then, no one thought twice about it. In fact, they appreciated when a man noticed them and found it charming when he paid them a compliment or asked them out. Perhaps this whole creep-shaming phenomenon is simply a generational divide. But here's the thing. Why do some people feel entitled to only be approached by attractive individuals? It's just not fair. Why should guys be vilified for making a move? Let's be real. If a guy values himself, he's probably not going to bother helping a damsel in distress.